Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Em, and today I thought I'd share with you how I feed my dogs. Now, I feed my dogs a raw diet and I do it a DIY style, so I put it together myself. I'm not a vet. I'm not a professional nutritionalist. I love my dogs and I've done a lot of research. I've been feeding raw for probably 15 years now. And what I do today is not what I did 10 years ago. It definitely changes the more I learn. So as of April 2023, this is how I'm feeding my dogs. Now, when it comes to feeding raw, there are so many different ways of doing it. If you're not comfortable putting the meals together yourself, then I highly recommend you do a pre-made diet. There are lots of great companies that will ship directly to your door, and it makes feeding your dogs really simple. But if you're doing a DIY, please make sure you're doing it balanced, because imbalance can actually be more harmful than a crappy kibble. That's right, kibble's crappy. I have decided to feed my dogs 2 different meals throughout the week. So 3 days a week, they get what I call their complicated meal. Basically, it just takes me longer to put it together. And that is what I'm working on today. So it is ground meat, and I try to alternate. Usually I have access to ground beef and ground salmon. So I alternate between the 2 of those, but if I have access to something else, I'll use that. They get an egg, they get their organ meat, they get other supplements that I need to add. This is the meal that I add it to. And they get this 3 days a week. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, this is what they're getting. Now on the other days, I make it a little more simple, and I feed them a frozen piece of meat, usually pork, sometimes venison, and a frozen chicken back. I want to take just a minute to talk about today's video sponsor, and it is Wind River Microbies. So for those of you who know, microbies are everywhere, and they are a very, very important part of sustaining life and health. They are so important to the soil, to our guts, to our bodies, everything. So Wind Rivers has developed a few different lines for microbies. This is the Balancer 2, and this is the one that I have been using on my dogs since last fall. They also make one for trees and shrubs and one for gardens, which I'm super excited to use this year. But these are, like I said, I've been using them since last fall, and I can't believe the difference in my dogs. Usually with the changing of weather and us being inside and outside all the time, the dogs come down with a little bit of a doggy cold in the winter, and it's basically they just get some little green eye boogies and they last for a week or so. But it bothers me because I know their immune system is compromised. So this year they've been getting the microbies, and nobody got anything like that. I mean, they were beautiful all year. We had crazy weather. They did perfect. So it doesn't even take that much. I did a little tiny bit 3 days a week for everybody, and they've done brilliantly with it. If you guys are interested in getting some microbies for yourself, check out the link below. I will have an email to Darla, who is my supplier, and let her know that I sent you over there, and she'll give you guys a special deal on your microbies. So check them out. Alright guys, so it's super sunny, but we're out here. I've got a bucket of frozen chicken backs and frozen chicken neck for the little one. But basically the way that I feed this meal is the frozen chicken backs are to be fed outside. That way the mess is outside and it gets disinfected by the sun. The mix that you saw me make is inside, and I will show you guys them getting fed that here in a minute. I usually do the meaty bone first, and so let's go ahead and get these hungry beasts some food. So I feed them in their kennels because I have a couple girls that are hopefully pregnant, and there's some supplements that they cannot have while they're pregnant. So I make sure to feed them in their crates. That way I'm not going to accidentally mix bowls up, or they won't accidentally grab a bite from somebody else's, although they're usually pretty good about that. The other thing is my dogs all get put in crates or on place after they eat, because they're the big chested breeds like Labs, Goldens, German Shepherds. They can get bloat if they get really active after they eat. Basically, it's where the stomach flips and fills with air. It can kill them. It happens very quickly. So by putting them in crates after they eat, they take a nap, they relax, they're chill, and I don't have to worry about anybody playing or running or flipping their stomachs by accident. So this is just the habit that we've gotten into. Alright guys, welcome to day 2 of how I feed my dogs. So today's version is very, very simple. Yesterday is the more complicated meal. It just takes me longer to put it together. But today's meal is super simple. Basically, it's a frozen chicken back, same thing they got yesterday as their bone portion of the meal. And this is just what's left over after they process the chicken and take all the meat off. I get these in 40-pound cases. I thaw the case out, lay all the backs out on a tray, cookie sheet, something like that. I freeze them, and once they're frozen, I can put them all back in the same container. But that way I can pull one out at a time and feed it frozen. I don't have to thaw a bunch out to feed. And I have a dog, this one right here, right there. She's a gulper, and if she doesn't have it frozen, she tends to eat it too quickly. So that's their bony portion. And then for their not bony portion, for their meat portion, is frozen pork. And this is just a pork butt that I cut into chunks, portion size chunks, and again, lay it out on a cookie sheet, freeze it. Once it's frozen, I can put them all together. But pork is higher in calories, it's higher in fat, obviously. So what you want to do is feed a little bit smaller weight, less weight, smaller amount, because the calories are higher in this. So, and when you're feeding pork, but either have it ground, cut in very small pieces, or frozen, because they can choke. If I were to give this not frozen, they would try to gulp it down and they would choke on it. Which leads me to the next thing. Always, always, always supervise your dogs when you're feeding them. That way, if they do start to choke, you're right there to help them. So let's get these guys fed because they're hungry. The cat is down here throwing a fit. Here's my bucket of meat. So let's get them fed. Alright, so I was editing this video and realized I never ended it, so here's a couple bits of info I want to share with you guys. If you are new to feeding raw and this video overwhelmed you, please know that this is me putting the diet together myself, adding all these supplements. If you are not up for that, you can feed a pre-made diet. You just order the food, you store it in your freezer, get it out of your freezer, feed the dog. It's that simple. You don't have to do it the way I'm doing it. But if you'd like to learn more about the supplements that I'm using and the amounts that I'm giving and all of that, my biggest resource that I would definitely recommend you read is Dr. Ian Billinghurst's book, Give Your Dog a Bone. Another really good book is Forever Dog by Dr. Becker and Rodney Habib. Those are awesome resources. I highly recommend anybody interested in having a healthier dog, definitely check those out. Again, thank you to our sponsor, Wind Rivers. It was awesome working with you guys. I absolutely love the product. I cannot talk today either. I absolutely love it and highly recommend. It is not just good for keeping colds at bay. It's good for overall health, gut health, everything. So check them out and let them know that I sent you and they'll give you a special deal. So thank you so much guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and we will catch you in the next video. Have a golden day. Right in the dog bowl.